We welcome you to the Tampa Bay region, where tonight from Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida, the Houston Astros look for win number 97 on the year. They also look to clinch the American League West for a 5th consecutive full season, 2020 being the only exception. Tampa Bay going for their own playoff spot as well. As you can see, the Tampa Bay Rays currently trail the Blue Jays by a half game, but they are currently the second wild card in that wild card picture in the American League. The Astros need just one to win the AL West. The Angels are losing today to the Seattle Mariners, so the Astros are going to have to take care of business themselves. Could be a very fun night here tonight in St. Pete.
It should be a very fun night. These guys are playing for something. You know they want to go out there and win that championship and go ahead and put another banner up at home.
So for the Astros, it could be 5 straight full seasons, the 2020 pandemic being the exception. And there's been a lot of fun celebrations along the way.
Yeah, and this is when it all started, when they won it back in 2017, and it's almost become routine. And I hate saying that, because when you do get to the big leagues, just having the opportunity to play in the postseason is always a gift. But these guys have created something that is perpetual, and it's continual. These guys go out and play hard. They have created a very good core group of players that know how to go out there and win. And they have added, obviously, some free agents and some guys through the draft that go out there and contribute. But I hope this does not get old for fans at home, watching these guys go out and perform at the level they continually do. And like TK said, winning in a full season and claiming that championship means a lot to these guys.
Dusty Baker looking for his first 100-win season as a manager since his very first year as a manager 25 years ago. More than that, his first year of 25 managing. Tampa Bay, on the other hand, they have something to play for as well, as they're trying to solidify a spot in the postseason.
Yeah, it seems like the Blue Jays, Rays, and Mariners are all just kind of jockeying for position. The Mariners are out west right now beating the Angels, so they might be able to gain a game depending on what happens here on the Rays.
So we're getting ready for baseball. First of 3. First time all year the Astros have played the Rays. They'll play each other 6 times in the final 15 games. Astros and Rays right around the corner. Sportsnet is presented by Lock Solutions, H-Town's favorite precast concrete provider. Lock, leading precast. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Astros offensively have been on a roll here for about a week and change.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to watch, TK. When this offense can go out there and create all kinds of issues for opposing pitching, it's because there's a lot of depth. The addition of Trey Mancini, Christian Vasquez have both really benefited the Astros, allowing them to have some interchangeable parts to go out there and put up some numbers. The pitching has been phenomenal all season long. Now you're starting to see some of that power come with it. Things are getting hot.
When we come back, we'll be joined by Julia Morales as we get ready for first pitch between the Astros and the Rays from Tropicana Field.
For the first time so far this season, and the Astros do have a chance to clinch a division with this win today. If they can grab it today, that magic number at 1, and if the offense does anything close to what we've seen them do over the last week, they're in good shape. We've seen a couple of guys go off, not just last week, but really in the month of September. We've seen Jose Altuve really pick things up this month in September, but also Yordan Alvarez, who had a crazy good home series just recently. We'll talk more about him in just a second. And then Kyle Tucker. Do not expect this guy to cool off at all. Slugging .587 so far in September. He is in his hometown in this series as well. But more on Yordan Alvarez, who has been so fun to watch here recently. It's our No Player Does More, presented by HEB. He was actually just named the AL Player of the Week right before the game. His last five games have been off the charts. 11 hits, 9 of those hits for extra bases. He had 3 home runs on Friday night. That was incredible to watch. He had a home run in the next game too, and then driving in 10 runs. His RBI total for the season up to 93. Feeling great with the way he's swinging the bat right now, Plummer, and he's looking to extend his 9-game hit streak. I'll send it up to you.
Yep, Yordan has been swinging a hot bat. I know he disappeared for a little bit there, but he is back. A lot of question marks around those hands, but I think that he answered that question beautifully, not just in the media, but also with that swing of the bat.
Here's the Astros starting lineup today with Jose Altuve at the top, followed by Jeremy Pena at shortstop. Yordan Alvarez will bat third and play left field. Alex Bregman, the third baseman, hitting cleanup. Kyle Tucker will be in right field hitting fifth. Yuli Gurriel over at first base. Trey Mancini will DH. Christian Vasquez behind the plate. Chas McCormick plays center field and bats ninth for Dusty Baker.
Right-hander Drew Rasmussen is going to be on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays, competing for that wild card spot. This will be his 26th start of the season. He has racked up 126 and 2/3 innings, given up 107 hits. That batting average against at 226. That bottom line probably the most important. He has been very good at home. That 1.97 ERA and the OPS holding the hitters to his sub 500 OPS here in Tropicana Field.
So we're ready to go on a Monday night. The Astros got a lot of help from the Angels over the weekend, getting 3 wins from the Angels over Seattle to help cut that magic number down to 1. Looks like Seattle may win that final game of their 4 games wraparound weekend series as the Mariners lead 8-1 in the 8th inning. So the Astros need a win to clinch the American League West with a magic number of 1. First pitch missing to Jose Altuve. And the next delivery a little bit high. Ryan Wills, the home plate umpire, part of Laz Diaz crew. Laz over at third base, the crew chief. Astros and Rays playing each other for the first time this year. Game number 148 for the Houston Astros. And Rasmussen has missed on the first 3 pitches tonight. It's 3-0. Dusty Baker looking on, hoping that tonight is the night the Astros can celebrate a division crown. That one a called strike at the top of the zone. Didn't have to go Drew Rasmussen's way.
Well, it was a little bit of a gift on our MD Anderson strike zone. You're going to see all those pitches peppering the top part of the zone out of the zone. Even that 4th pitch.
Altuve drives one deep to left field, and this game starts with a bang. Leadoff home run number 11 on the season. Nobody in the majors with more leadoff home runs than Jose Altuve.
I tell you what, the left side of the field here at Tropicana Field is on its feet and making a lot of noise for the Astros. Altuve understands how important these games are, and you would expect nothing less from this man right here to get himself into a hitter's count, get a pitch to hit, elevated fastball, absolutely hammered at 105.1 off the bat. Estimated about 410 feet up there in left field, almost getting over the bleachers.
Jose Altuve, home run number 25 on the season. His 32nd career leadoff home run. Pena squibs one the other way. Jonathan Aranda, the first baseman, makes the play for the first out.
So on our matches from Supermo, you're going to see that 2-seam release from Rasmussen, but that thing flattened out at the top part of the zone, and Altuve put every ounce of energy into that one. A no doubter to left.
And Chas McCormick having a little conversation about maybe what Altuve saw that first at bat against Drew Rasmussen. Here's Yordan Alvarez. Alvarez has been on an absolute roll. This one a little looper in the left. David Peralta comes in and makes a nice sliding catch as he picks one up right off the turf there in left field for the second out. Rasmussen gave up a home run to Altuve on the 5th pitch of that sequence. He's got a couple of first pitch outs, getting Pena and Alvarez on first pitches. Now Alex Bregman. Bregman takes a pitch up high, ball 1. Alex starting the night with an 844 OPS. That's 10th best in the American League. Takes a strike, 1-1. Rasmussen Allowed 4 runs in his last start against the Blue Jays in Toronto. But prior to that, he had gone 9 consecutive outings where he allowed 0, 1, or 2 earned runs. He has been very good since the All-Star break. He's fouled back. Counts 1 and 2. Prior to that 4-run outing against the Blue Jays, 2 runs allowed in his last 3 starts combined. They were both solo home runs. Missing down 2 and 2. The Astros on the board first. Jose Altuve with a deep drive to left field. Bregman fouls one to the upper deck.
Rasmussen's been better against left-handed hitters this season, holding them to a 208. With that fastball cutter mix that right-handed hitters have been getting to pretty good.
See the Astros get that early run. This has not been a stadium where they have shown a lot of offense through the years.
Yeah, over the years it's been real tough for these guys to come in here and do damage. Obviously a lot of it has to do with the pitching staff that the Tampa Bay Rays throw out there. They do a good job of manipulating and matching up against opposing teams, especially the Astros. But Altuve, I think, felt a little sense of purpose to get things going as Alex gets himself a base hit going back up the middle. Did a good job staying on that cutter. But I think there's a little more emphasis on going out there and trying to establish that lead early and let the pitching relax a little bit for the Astros. StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud is going to show you the arsenal for Rasmussen. There's that 4-seam fastball and cutter he's going to use primarily. He'll mix in the slider every once in a while. But that cutter getting hit hard like you just saw from Alex Bregman up the middle at 320. Batting average against it. On the left-handed side, it's going to be that 4-seam fastball cutter mix. Those have been very good. You can see that he got to the inside on Yordan Alvarez, getting him to pop up to left.
Now the other lefty in the lineup, Kyle Tucker. Tucker loops one. That's going to find some open turf in left field. Bregman taking a big turn, but he'll hold up at second base. So the Astros with 3 hits in the inning. Tucker didn't hit it hard, but he loops it into left for a base hit.
Command a little bit of an issue early on for Rasmussen, but you can see he's tying up lefties, getting in on the hands with that slight little bit of cut. But Kyle Tucker does a better job of fighting it off. Really brings those hands in to try and get the barrel to it, but a drop shot never hurt anybody.
Tucker playing in his hometown, grew up in the Tampa area. Here's Yuli Gurriel. Yuli takes one inside, almost hit him. Yuli had an RBI double in yesterday's game, went 2 for 4 with that run batted in. Also scored a run as part of the Astros 11-2 victory against the A's. Astros kicking off a 7-game road trip tonight, first of 3 against Tampa Bay, then they'll head to Baltimore for 4 games. Still have 2 more hurdles to conquer. They need to wrap up the AL West with 1 more win, and then they'll try and lock in the #1 seed in the American League over the New York Yankees. Really fouling one back. It's 1 and 2.
I think the reason right-handers get on that cutter is because he really doesn't have that pitch that can come in and get to the inside corners. So you're seeing a lot of these hitters maybe hang out on that outside part of the plate if you're a right-handed hitter.
Swing and a miss. Fastball away. Gurriel strikes out to end the inning. But the Astros on the board first, thanks to their leadoff hitter.
Big swing from the little fella. He knows how important these games are and how important it is to clinch that American League West. Gets the Astros on the board early with that bomb. 1-0 Houston.
things off for Tampa Bay. Diaz right there with Yordan Alvarez with that on-base percentage over 400. Yandy takes the first pitch just off the plate, ball one. Diaz leads the team with 76 walks, leads the team with that on-base percentage of 401. Third in the American League, trailing Yordan Alvarez, and the leader is Aaron Judge. A couple of pitches just off the plate. Diaz will be very patient. He's fallen behind 2-0. Pitching here in Tropicana Field for the first time in his career. It's a swing and a miss at that fastball, 2-1.
Yeah, Yandy Diaz is a very good hitter at the top of the order for Kevin Cash. He is a high contact, low chase guy.
Had a very good month of September. He's normally an 86.3% contact guy, so the fact that he's missed the last two pitches kind of eye-opening.
That is very interesting, and he's been doing a great job against right-handed pitching on the season at 386. Lefties obviously have been an issue, but you're going to see a majority of right-handed pitching in the big leagues. But yeah, really interesting. Two fastballs getting by Diaz.
He fouls that one off Christian Vasquez. Vasquez catching Luis Garcia again, and here's the lineup for Tampa Bay. Kevin Cash will have Yandy Diaz leading off at third base. Jonathan Aranda is the first baseman. Wander Franco will play shortstop. Randy Arozarena DHs. Harold Ramirez at right. David Peralta, trade acquisition, in left field. Isaac Paredes at second base. Christian Bethancourt behind the plate. And the former Astro, Jose Siri. He's done a nice job since coming over from Tampa Bay. Siri will bat ninth and play center field. Counts 2-2, and just a piece to stay alive. Garcia did pitch against Tampa Bay last year at Minute Maid Park in Houston. Went 5 innings, allowed 8 hits and 6 runs in that out. That was late in the season last year on September 29th. Well, the count 2-2 to Yandy Diaz. Now the count goes full, so Garcia fell behind 2-0. Got a couple of fastballs by Diaz, and now missing on the 2-2 pitch, so the count's full. A little bit wide, ball 4. Luis didn't miss by much on some of those fastballs, but just pulled him a little wide. That'll be a leadoff walk. Walk number 77 for Yandy Diaz. The Astros starting defense is presented by Xfinity. Yordan Alvarez will be out there in left field for game 1 against Tampa Bay. Chas McCormick in center. Kyle Tucker in right field. Alex Bregman, Jeremy Pena, Jose Altuve, and Yuli Gurriel around the infield. And Christian Vasquez catching Luis Garcia for the 7th time. They have been paired up pretty much throughout the month of September and most of the month of August as well. Jonathan Aranda taking a pitch off the plate for ball 1. See, Aranda was the number 4 prospect for Tampa Bay. Aranda coming up, playing in 18 games so far. He's 13 for 40, 1 home run and 4 doubles. Last year was the MVP of the AA South League. Aranda hits one pretty well to left field, but Yordan Alvarez is there. Jordan did a lot of pregame work getting used to playing here at Tropicana Field. He puts that line drive away for out number 1.
Some of the usage for Luis Garcia here in 2022, you can see that four-seamer being used 43.6% of the time, and obviously that cutter is a big part of what he goes out there to try and do against right-handers. Usually a pretty good batting average against at 187 to right-handed hitters on the left-handed side. Again, heavy on that fastball, but he will bring into the mix the curveball and the changeup. Curveball's been pretty good with the 189 batting average against this season.
Wander Franco digs in. Franco lines one into left field. That'll be down for a hit. Jordan has to move hard to his left to cut it off. That'll allow Yandy Diaz to go first to third. Jordan throw coming back into second base. So the Rays have runners on first and third as Franco singles.
He actually gets a base hit on that curveball to get me over. Looks like it stayed out over the outside corner. Wander did a great job of staying on that, hitting it hard the other way. Like TK's talking about it, the Rays base runners see the outfielders have to move laterally to get that baseball. They're going to force the issue and try and advance that extra 90 feet. They're not one of the better hitting clubs out there, so they have to really kind of create their opportunities with their legs at times.
Randy Arozarena is the batter, DHing tonight. Arozarena leads the team in runs batted in with 79 as that pitch misses down and away. 1-0. Garcia facing the Angels in back-to-back starts prior to tonight. Pitching with 7 days of rest. Luis last pitched 2 Sundays ago. Delivers a strike. Counts 1-1. Astros continue to manipulate their starting rotation a little bit. Hunter Brown will miss a turn this time around. Brown will be available in the bullpen. Astros with 7 legitimate starters, with Brown making a couple of starts in his young career. Justin Verlander coming off the IL. Game number 11 of 17 in a row. So Baker and Josh Miller looking on. We'll have an 8th bullpen arm in Hunter Brown for the near future. This ball in the dirt, and I think it was a foul ball. Right now Franco taking second base. What are they going to call?
I don't know. I think that's what Chad Fairchild's trying to have a conversation with Ryan Wills. He's saying no foul ball now, and the runner can advance on the ball in the dirt.
Everybody in the Astros dugout feels like this is a foul ball. Vasquez didn't go over after it like it was.
It got part of the bat. It was off the end of the bat. That previous one, you can see the spin change on the baseball.
Instead, it's going to go down as a wild pitch. It takes the double play out of order. Now second and third with 1 out, and a 1-2 count on Arozarena. We're down 2-2. Garcia has not faced Arozarena before today. Arozarena leads the team with 79 runs batted in, tied for the team lead in home runs with 19. Astros saw enough of Arozarena in the postseason in 2020 when he hit .321 against them with 4 home runs in 28 at bats. Part of a monster postseason that year for Randy Arozarena. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Garcia, getting Arozarena for the second out with runners on second and third.
How about Luis reaching back, getting some velocity on this pitch? See it on our MD Anderson strike zone. They wanted it elevated, but a nice little two-seam action at 97 miles an hour beats a Rosarena. That was by him.
That is a big out for Luis, and now he'll go after Harold Ramirez. Ramirez very good against high velocity fastballs, hitting 400 on the year against 95 plus. So they start him off with a breaking ball off the plate, 1-0. Hitting 306 on the season, but it's been a little bit of a struggle, as you saw in the month of September, for Ramirez. Takes a big hack and fouls one back, 1-1. Yandy Diaz on third base, Wander Franco on second with 2 outs. Luis being tested here in the first inning, trying to work around some traffic. Broken bat, the bat sticks in the ground, and Jeremy Pena makes the play on the pop-up. It launched like a lawn dart and stuck in the ground right next to third base, and that's the final out of the inning.
Today they came in loose, as they always do, and Dusty Baker even saying that he wasn't even going to pay attention to the out-of-town scoreboard to see what Seattle was doing today. It was all about just focusing on getting the win today, but they would like to just take it into their own hands, focus on this win today, celebrate what they worked for all season. So it'd be nice to get it done, that is for sure. But this is also a series where Dusty was talking about he's going to do a lot of learning, and his team should do, trying to pick up on things that Tampa does, as he'll see them twice, of course, in these next few weeks, but also the possibility of the postseason as well. But TK, everyone's ready. One player even has a GoPro packed, so ready to get it done.
Wow. Really? Are you ready, Julia?
I mean, I'm never ready, but ready or not,
I think you're always ready.
I mean, I'm as prepared as I can possibly be at this point.
Well, it's been kind of crazy. Celebrations, you know, ask anybody who works for the Mariners. They've had to wait since 2001, and the Astros do it on a regular basis. What a play by Franco. Diving stop in the hole, and he throws out Trey Mancini. That's an excellent play by the Tampa Bay shortstop.
Trey making a bid for a hit, hits the ball hard again. He's been hitting the ball hard, just not getting many hits to show for it. And right here, Wander Franco makes a great play on him, ranging to his right. A couple of steps and a dive. Pops up quickly and a good strong throw.
Now Christian Vasquez will bat. Combination of Trey Mancini and Christian Vasquez back-to-back in the lineup. They probably feel as home here as anybody in that Astros lineup. We mentioned the Astros have struggled in their time playing in Tropicana Field, but Vasquez with the Red Sox and Mancini with the Orioles, annually making 3 trips a year down here to play Tampa Bay. Vasquez takes a call of strike as 1-1. In fact, Mancini and Vasquez have combined for 12 plate appearances against Drew Rasmussen. If you add up everybody else on the active roster, you only get 11. So those two guys have seen Drew more than anybody else in this lineup. Vasquez taps one slowly. Franco, who made the great play on Mancini, has an easier chance here and delivers a strike to first base for out number 2. Join the Astros Buddies Club, presented by HEB today. For just $30, kids age 12 and under will receive a Buddies jersey, drawstring bag, hat, lanyard, and 4 tickets to an Astros game. Join the official kids club of the Astros today at astros.com/buddies. Two outs, base is clear. Number 9 hitter today is Chas McCormick. Chas goes after the fastball and misses 0-1. We've talked about Chas's numbers against lefties all year. You see the opposite side of that is the number against righties. below 200, but he has been working hard to try get better at bats against right-hand pitching through the year. That one on the outside corner, 0-2.
This is the time to do it. Get it figured out now before you head into that playoff postseason run. So the more at bats are going to be, the better for Chas McCormick. Just seeing the ball out of that right-handed release point.
Chas has hit his last 8 home runs to the opposite field, and his former counterpart that he was trading playing time with, Jose Siri, has him shaded a little bit over to the right field side of center field. There you see Siri. He and Chas were playing pretty much every other day for the first few months of the season. Now Siri playing every day for Tampa Bay, and Chas getting a chance to play more regularly in the Astros lineup.
Well, Rayo is a Ray. Kind of fits.
It does. And Tampa Bay Lightning play across town too.
There you go.
Now it's up 3-2. Well, he's always been Siri, an energy guy, and I think he kind of fits into this mold here. A young team, a lot of excitement, getting a chance to play on a regular basis. We never denied what his skills were.
No. No, he can flat go get it.
All of a sudden, Chas has a 3-2 count and goes down on strikes for the final out. So both innings have ended as Chas checks to see if that would have been a called strike. Both innings have ended with a strikeout for Rasmussen. It's 1-0 Astros.
You can follow and vote at ATT Sports NSW. Which Astros starter would you prefer as the number 4 starter in the ALDS? Hunter Brown, Luis Garcia, Christian Javier, or Jose Urquidy? We want to know what you think out there. We'll have results later, TK.
Guys hanging out again in that far side of the dugout as per usual, as Luis Garcia starts out with a nice pitch. He pulls the string on David Peralta to get ahead 0-1. Peralta, see his numbers combined with the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Tampa Bay Rays. Played 35 games with Tampa Bay. Mentioned this was an offense that has been battling it at times, so they'll be aggressive on the bases. This was a nice addition for the Tampa Bay lineup. He's a veteran left-hand hitter.
No, I completely agree. He was one of the guys around that trade deadline that you kind of look out there and say who's available. And Peralta, a professional hitter, done a great job with the Arizona Diamondbacks for years. It's a nice little piece in the middle of this lineup. Puts together some good at-bats, occasional pop. You can definitely see the influence of Michael Brantley on the swing.
I was just thinking the same thing.
I mean, it is eerily similar, even to the tap on the shoulder, get the foot out early. Talked about it in the past how Peralta and Brantley worked out in the offseason. I tell you what, I credit Peralta for going to one of the best hitters in the game, Michael Brantley. There's that little tap on the shoulder, get it ready, watch the foot, get out there early.
We haven't seen Uncle Mike in a while. We hope he's doing well in his recovery. I think part of this Astros team on the verge of a AL West crown. Yeah, there you go. A little tap of the shoulder. It's Uncle Mike in a Rays uniform. That one down and in, 3-2. Luis had to throw 20 first-inning pitches. Allowed a hit and a walk. It'll be Peralta, Isaac Paredes, and Christian Bethancourt due up for Tampa Bay. Down ball 4, second straight inning that has started with a walk, as Peralta draws a walk on a close pitch. Bring up Isaac Paredes. Paredes
tied for the team lead in home runs with 19. He's played in 97 games this year. The guy that Tampa Bay acquired from the Tigers. Takes a called strike. Tampa Bay coming in at 82-64 on the year. Most of that damage has been done here at home, where they're 49-25. 10-7 in the month of September. They had a little stretch there prior to winning 3 of their last 4, where they lost 5 out of 6. Offense has been a little better lately, averaging 6 runs a game over those last 4. Counts 1-1 to Paredes. That ball shot caught by Altuve. A jumping grab by Jose Altuve on the soft line drive that looked like he was heading into right field.
That was a good pitch by Luis Garcia, up and in, really tied up the hitter as he jams one. Now Altuve got a good jump, showed a little hang time here, getting up and making that grab. Took a peek at first, thought about it, but probably made the right decision.
Now here's Christian Bethancourt. The last time the Astros were ready to face Bethancourt, it was in an A's uniform, but he was scratched from the lineup when he was traded to Tampa Bay. He goes after the first pitch. He's generally an aggressive swinger. Pops up for the second out. So Luis trying to work around a leadoff walk for the second straight inning. And he'll face his teammate, Jose Siri. Siri has been much better in a Tampa Bay uniform, 9 fewer at bats than he had with Houston, and has 10 more hits. 34 for 126 with the Rays. He was 24 for 135 with the Astros. Difference in the OPS of about 180 points. Better here with Tampa Bay as he takes one outside for ball 1.
You would figure the Astros have a pretty good book on Jose Siri and how to approach him.
Siri coming off a big series against the Rangers, went 6 for 10 with a home run yesterday. Takes a called strike. It's 1-1. Acquired in a 3-team deal right at the trade deadline, August 1st. Same deal that had Trey Mancini coming over to the Houston Astros. Baltimore was obviously also involved. Luis beats him on a fastball in, 1-2.
Good location. I just thought the way that Jose Siri took that cutter kind of gave the indication that he was a little gun shy on the inside. So why not try and rush that fastball inside, and it worked. So now you got him 1-2, and you have the ability to throw that cutter, maybe start it on the outside edge and get the chase. Might be a little much. The idea was there.
Siri at the time of the trade was tearing it up for Sugarland. Big numbers this year for the Space Cowboys. Never really put it all together at the major league level this season for the Astros. Swing and a miss. 95-mile-an-hour fastball gets Jose Siri to end the inning. Leadoff walk doesn't hurt Garcia for the second straight inning. Astros lead 1-0 after 2. Altuve with a leadoff home run. That is number 11 on the season. That's one shy of the Astros team record set by George Springer. Altuve hitting his 32nd leadoff home run. There was a 3-0 pitch that was close, called a strike. At the time, Drew Rasmussen was happy to get that strike, but they've been better off with it. He called a ball.
Yeah, it might have worked out a little bit differently. It's amazing. Altuve right now thanking Ryan Wills for calling that a strike and getting him to that 3-1 count.
Altuve, in general, is greeted by boos on the road. There are a lot of Astros fans on hand here for this game in St. Petersburg, Florida. Mostly on the Astros side as Altuve goes after the first pitch and pops it up on the infield. The shortstop Wander Franco takes charge and puts it away. 1 pitch and 1 out for Drew Rasmussen. Rasmussen making his 2nd career start against the Astros. Faced them last year at Minute Maid Park. With 5 scoreless innings in that outing. That was the same game where he was matched up with Luis Garcia. A game the Tampa Bay Rays won 7-0 at Minute Maid Park. Here's Jeremy Pena. He grounded out on 1 pitch his first time up. Pena and Tucker are the most aggressive hitters in this lineup in terms of going after first pitches. Into right center field, following quickly, but over there is Harold Ramirez to make the play. Rasmussen has settled in with 6 straight retired.
Yeah, Jordan's been good of late as he comes to the dish. Statcast 3D powered by Google Cloud is going to show you that. 4 singles, 6 doubles, 6 home runs. That slug at 12-12 because of all the extra base hits. But what I love about this, when we say go gap to gap, or guys that can go gap to gap, this is exactly what I'm talking about. He can go to that pull side, right center field, or he can go to the opposite field with power. You see a couple of those home runs getting up towards that home run pump back at Minute Maid Park, which is to the opposite field for him.
Not sure if you saw that little gesture he made to Yandy Diaz. Yandy also a fellow Cuban, but Yandy way off the line, and Jordan went over there and said, "Hey, I'm going to bunt on you." And he said, "It's wide open, big boy. Go ahead."
Invitation is there.
Yeah. I think anybody in that Tampa Bay dugout would be fine if Jordan tries to bunt here. Especially the way he's been smoking the baseball lately. There's a called strike, 1-1. Jordan coming in with a 1,037 OPS. Flied out to left field his first time up. 16 hits in 33 at bats during this 9-game hitting streak, but he grounds this one to first, played there by Aranda, and that will do it. Rasmussen, after allowing 3 hits in the first inning, has retired the last 7. It's still 1-0 Houston.
I'm going to show you Luis Garcia doing some good work in the road colors. The gray uniform's been good to him this season. 15th best in the American League with 3.06 ERAs, holding hitters to a 2.14 average on the road. He's done a very good job keeping hitters off balance and extending some of those outings. Only 7 home runs given up on the road out of the 22 he's given up this season.
Luis has worked around a couple of leadoff walks so far in this game. He'll face the top of the order here. Yandy Diaz drew a walk in the first inning. Luis delivers down and away, 1-0. Diaz with a .443 on base percentage this month. 401 on base percentage overall in the year. He has taken some swings and misses against Garcia. It's rare to see Yandy Diaz swing and miss this much.
I think he's talking to himself a little bit, trying to figure out what's going on.
Showed you those numbers against righties this month. He's been on a lot of righties, but Luis has giving him some trouble early on as he fouls this pitch away. It's 1-2. How about the best on the road this year in all of Major League Baseball?
A considerable amount for Justin Verlander to 178. Not shocking. Not shocking either to see Framber Valdez doing a great job on the road also. A couple of Blue Jays mixed in there.
If you're a Baltimore Orioles hitter, you might want to look away from that graphic because those two guys should face the Orioles on this road trip. Baltimore currently playing the Tigers at home. That game in Anaheim is a final. The Mariners do salvage one game in that 4-game series as they win it 9-1. So the magic number remains at 1. The Astros will have to win it themselves. But a nice job by Phil Nevin and the Angels to take the first 3 games of that series.
Yeah, they did a great job. We knew Shohei Ohtani was going to pitch in that series, so you can't assume anything, but you would figure if they were going to get one game, it'd be the Shohei game. But Reed Detmers pitched extremely well. They got some great hitting from Luis Rengifo, who had a big series. So yeah, sent Phil a text and say, hey, thanks for the little bit of help. Appreciate that. But I think it's better too. It kind of forces the Astros to go out there and win that ball game in order to clinch that Western Division. Parties are a little bit better after wins. Even the pizza variety that I used to have in Little League.
That ball hit pretty well to right field, but playable for Kyle Tucker. Tucker will put it away for the first out.
Yeah, but yesterday was a big day for the Astros. They win, they get a happy flight, but also for Framber Valdez, big line is on the bottom there. The Major League Baseball record, 25th consecutive single season quality start record. He went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, a couple of earned runs, struck out 7 of those Oakland A's, and did so with 87 pitches. I'm sure he could have gone a little bit deeper, but considering the situation, Dusty gets him out of there, and they secure that 25 consecutive game quality start streak in a single season for Framber as he got a standing O from the Minute Maid faithful.
I love that. Every moment of that I love. The fact that he got the big ovation coming off the mound, and then once they realized that he was out of the game, he came back out for another huge ovation.
I thought it was really special that he got that 3rd out in the 6th inning in the stands. Everybody in the ballpark immediately stood up recognizing what he had accomplished.
That was the post-game interview with Framber. Julia?
He was great as always. He's just very happy and said that meant a lot to him. It meant a lot to his career, of course, for his family and himself and anyone that's helped him along the way. It's just one of those things that's going to go on his resume, and it's going to be a big deal forever. But you know, he also mentioned his teammates and how they've been a big part of this too. How he's able to lean on them for their defense. Like we saw Alex Bregman helping him get out of that 6th inning there, and just his ability to focus. He brought it back to that as just the key of what's been so good for him this year, being able to focus in and make that one pitch and not let things spiral out of control or unravel. He's done such a good job of that, and he wants to keep it going.
And it looks like he's already found some peanuts here at Tropicana Field.
Oh, he had 4 bags delivered
What?
by fans here in Tampa.
He's going to have a hangover.
Oh, it's right. There's Julia, too, right in the fray. So you got all your whole fun group there in the corner.
Oh, they're fun, all right.
2-2 pitch is, scoop by Yuli on one short hop. Yuli Gurriel, the Gold Glover, makes the play on Jonathan Aranda for the 2nd out.
He just keeps doing it. Watch this read, though. He knew it was hit hard, but he didn't panic and lay out too early or misjudge that. He did a great job of understanding how hard that ball was hit, where it was going to be, made sure the glove was out there before he went to the ground and made the scoop, like TK said, and just casual jog to first base. This is a great visual and recognition. Didn't fire the glove out there or panic. It's a good play.
Even that he makes look easy. He's so good on scoops on throws from his infielders. Had to scoop that line drive hit by Jonathan Aranda. Wander Franco, who has the only hit of the night for Tampa Bay, a single into left field, hits with 2 outs and nobody on. Franco, the 21-year-old shortstop for Tampa Bay, has missed a large part of the season due to injury, only playing in his 70th game on the year. He takes a strike. It's 1-1. Malco had the right hook of his hamate bone fractured. Tries to check his swing and does. It's 2-1. He'll be in a Tampa Bay Rays uniform for a long time. Signed an 11-year deal this past offseason that goes all the way through 2032 and includes a 2033 team option. The 2-1 pitch hit in the right field. Kyle Tucker doesn't have to move very far, and he'll put it away for the final out of the inning. Luis Garcia, his best inning of the game, a 1-2-3 third. Astros still lead 1-0. Here in the top half of the fourth inning. Astros leading 1-0 on a Jose Altuve solo home run. Led off the game against Drew Rasmussen with the home run. Alex Bregman added a single later in the inning as he leads off here in the fourth. Way inside, ball one.
Trying to back him off the plate and open up that outside corner. Hot cold zones on Alex this season. The major league average above is in the red, and Alex doing a good job from the middle in portion of that zone. The outside not so good. He'll take his base hits going the other way, but you can see the idea maybe for Rasmussen is to just bust that fastball in off the edge and see if you can't get him to move a little bit, distract him from that cutter that's going to be on the outside corner.
Average on pitches just off the plate in 538.
Yeah, you think you can beat him, but he does such a good job of keeping those hands close to the vest.
Alex down to the count here, 1-2. Rasmussen has retired 7 in a row since a Kyle Tucker bloop hit with 2 outs in the first inning. Won't leave the zone on that fastball up. 2-2. Got the American League pitcher of the month, Drew Rasmussen, facing the American League hitter of the month, Alex Bregman. August pitcher of the month against August hitter of the month. Rasmussen in August made 6 starts and had a 1.57 ERA. Takes one down, 3-2.
That take right there is what frustrates pitchers. You think you've done a good job setting him up. You've thrown a couple of pitches in off the plate, up out of the zone. All of a sudden you throw that nasty slider and he just spits on it. Forces you to get to that 3-2 count where you've got to throw a fastball out over the plate. Because all those pitchers, they have an idea of what pitch in that count, that 2-strike count, that they want to go to and put you away with. If not create soft contact, but just find a way to get you out. And when you take that pitch and it's just off the zone, shakes them up a little bit and they go, man, what do I got to do next? The guy's spitting on one of my best pitches.
Bregman hits one into center field. Jose Siri moves to his right and puts it away. Alex retired for the first out of the fourth.
League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. Show you some team pitching ERAs. Overall at 3.33 for the Tampa Bay Rays. Guess what? They're second to the Houston Astros. Starter ERA at 3.39. Guess what? Behind the Astros. And the relief ERA is actually a 3.27, well behind the Astros, who have done a good job. But that's how the Tampa Bay Rays continue to restock and be able to compete in the American League East, is by having quality pitching staffs, both starting and relieving, over the last couple of years.
This one on the ground to first base. Kyle Tucker swinging to the first pitch and grounding out to Jonathan Aranda for out number 2. Yeah, the crazy part about the 2 staffs, and we just showed the numbers, is they do it 2 completely different ways.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay has the fewest innings as a starting staff in all of baseball.
And it's almost they do it with quantity as opposed to quality, where the Astros have they have a set 5 to 7 starters and then 7 to 8 guys that they have in the bullpen. That's it. Cash has a lot of different arms to work throughout their starting rotation, throughout their bullpen. But you're right, the highly analytic Tampa Bay Rays 2 times through the order is a big number for them before they get to that bullpen. And they've also dealt with a lot of injuries, I feel like, over the course of the season too.
Well, right now, Rasmussen, who's pitching tonight, and tomorrow's pitcher, who the Astros are going to see, Shane McClanahan, are the 2 best that are on the active roster. But the Astros are hoping to get Tyler Glasnow back before the end of the season.
That would be huge.
We might see him in that series at Minute Maid Park.
Yeah, to what capacity they're probably asking too. What is he going to be able to offer? But that is a big arm to get back.
Still got another rehab start coming up in the minor leagues. But this guy has been very impressive, kind of moving toward that top end of the rotation.
And ho-hum, they find another arm that's able to be effective in the rotation. It's amazing.
And it's another arm that was part of a highly criticized trade to trade Willy Adames to Milwaukee.
You seen that guy's numbers?
Yeah.
Holy cow, 30 bombs?
Yeah.
Wow.
So everybody's saying, what are you doing with Willy Adames?
Well, Wander Franco's no slouch.
Well, yeah, the fact that they had that superstar in the making at the time of the deal. That was Rasmussen and J.P. Feyereisen coming back from Milwaukee for Willy Adames and Trevor Richards. That was made in the early part of last season, in May of last year. So not even a trade deadline deal. Yuli has worked the count full here against Drew Rasmussen. Rasmussen, since the All-Star break, has had a 2.17 ERA coming into today. That's even better here at Tropicana Field. Yuli hits one high in the air to right field. Coming in and over is Harold Ramirez, who will put it away for the final out. That is 10 in a row set down by Drew Rasmussen. Astros still lead 1-0.
The Astros Foundation's Diamond Dreams Gala, presented by Chevron, returns on Friday, November 18th, featuring Boys to Men. All proceeds directly benefit the Astros Foundation and New Hope Housing. For more information, visit astros.com/gala. Luis Garcia had a 1-2-3 third and working around a leadoff walk in those first 2 innings. Just 5 of 12 first pitch strikes for Luis Garcia, and you got to wonder where his frustration may be. I mean, that's just because of his focus the last few starts, or really the last month or so, has been on location of some of his pitches and his ability to stay in the zone. So something we'll watch for the rest of this one, TK.
Yeah, that was a good first pitch there, getting a Rosarena to leave the zone for strike 1. Yeah, Luis was able to work around leadoff walks to Yanni Diaz in the first and David Peralta in the second. Now is retired 6 in a row as we begin the 4th inning. Randy Arozarena, usually out there in the outfield, generally in left field for Tampa Bay, getting a chance to DH tonight. 25th time he has been the Tampa Bay designated hitter. Arozarena struck out his first time up. That was a big spot in the game early. Luis had runners on second and third with 1 out. Their leading RBI hitter at the plate and struck him out. And ended up working through that inning. The count's now 2-1. Good pitch again, getting a Rosarena chasing. It's 2-2. Cutter there.
He's got some pretty egregious chases out of the zone. It's a good looking pitch right there that Rosarena couldn't lay off of. Try and duplicate that again right here. Just a little bit too much. Didn't start in the zone. Doesn't mean you can't do it again.
Swing and a foul tip caught by Christian Vasquez. That is a strikeout for Luis. be strikeout number 3 in the first out of the 4th inning. And now a word from Fubo TV.
Watch AT&T Sportsnet with Fubo TV. Try free.
7 in a row sent down by Luis, and now Harold Ramirez will be the batter. Astros will have Luis Garcia going tonight, Christian Javier tomorrow, Lance McCullers Jr. on Wednesday. Lance from Tampa. So there you see some of the guys who will be in this series. Also Hunter Brown available in the bullpen. This ball hit hard to right field, going over Tucker. Thought about going for a dive. Instead, he'll play it off the wall into second base with a double is Harold Ramirez. That snaps an 0 for 15.
Harold Ramirez had to go down and get this one. Four-seamer down, does a good job of barreling it up and hitting it hard the other way. Initially, I thought that ball might have a chance to slice back to Kyle Tucker, and I think he thought the same thing. Had to change his route a little bit as that ball shot past him.
Now David Peralta will bat. Peralta walked his first time up. Hits the ball hard, picked by Yuli again. A short hop that'll allow the runner to go to third. Yuli almost caught that in the air, but a nice job again on a smash to first.
He's getting tested over there. This one hit right at him, thankfully. Last 2 balls have been hit extremely hard. Harold Ramirez hit his double at 110 miles an hour. This out at 108.7. So Peralta not fooled, just hit it at the wrong guy. You're right, TK, it shouldn't be that casual.
And Harold Ramirez had already committed. So if that ball stayed up for another foot,
yeah, easy double play.
Would have been a double play. Here's Isaac Paredes with a runner on third base and 2 outs. Yuli makes it look easy. The master of picking balls out of the dirt, whether they are thrown or hit. He can scoop them. Missing down 2-0. So mentioned before that double by Ramirez that Hunter Brown is available out of the bullpen. The Astros could go to Hunter Brown in a piggyback type of situation at some point and kind of save the bullpen for a night. The bullpen has been used fairly extensively during this stretch of 17 straight games. Dusty Baker will look for that right spot where he can use that guy in his first major league relief appearance. He's on the field side of the bullpen. Hector Neris and a couple of others are on the other side of that fence where the crowd usually hangs out. There's a called strike. 3-1.
Some of the pitch usage for the Astros coming into this series in the last 7 days for the Astros. Presley, Montero, and Maton being used yesterday. Everybody else has been used appropriately with a couple of days off in between appearances. It's been a nice stretch of being able to balance out this bullpen, give those guys extra time. I would imagine you could use Presley, Montero, Maton if necessary today, but it also might be why Hunter Brown is out there to maybe protect those guys and give them a couple of maybe an extra day off if they can.
I think the Astros would love to see how Brown reacts to coming out of the bullpen. They tried it with him at the minor league level. But to see what he can do at the big league level, because that could be his role on a potential playoff roster.
I would imagine that's why they had him doing it in the minor leagues, is just teaching him or having him learn how to get ready in a quicker amount of time to come into these games, and then maybe pitching with a little bit of traffic. But I would imagine the idea of getting Hunter Brown in this game out of the bullpen would be in a fresh, clean inning with nobody on, and just let him work his way through it instead of having him try and manage some traffic out there. But again, if this game stays 3 runs or less, who knows? Dusty may turn on the closeout bullpen and go with the Neris, Maton, Montero to Presley.
When Garcia has walked hitters, and he's walked his 3rd tonight, they've all been on 3-2 pitches, and they've all been pretty close misses as he walks Brady Sears.
They're good pitches. He's just not getting the chase that he wants to get out of the zone or get off the end of the bat on some of these hitters. So the Rays hitters are doing a good job on some of these close pitches, working the count and taking the walks when they can.
Christian Bethancourt will be the batter. Bethancourt has 7 home runs in a Tampa Bay uniform in just 34 games. Hit 4 with Oakland. That ball roped past the mound, but Jose Altuve is there. Some hard outs in this inning. Luis Garcia works around some high exit velocity in the 4th inning and strands 2 runners, still 1-0. By Rooms to Go, where you get great furniture prices and delivery is fast and easy. And by HEB. No store does more than my HEB. Astros and Rays head to the 5th inning. Tampa Bay hitting 3 baseballs over 108.5 miles an hour last inning. 2 of them were turned into outs. The Astros still lead 1-0. There has not been a lot of hard contact against Drew Rasmussen since that 1st inning. Astros got 3 hits against him in the 1st, including that home run by Jose Altuve. But he has settled in to retire 10 in a row. Face the 7, 8, 9 hitters Trey Mancini, Christian Vasquez, and Chas McCormick here. Mancini was robbed on a great play by the shortstop Wander Franco his first time up. Franco made a diving play into the hole. Mancini goes after the first pitch here and pops a fly ball into right field. Harold Ramirez puts it away, and there's one away in the 5th. Kind of a reverse of what happened the last time Rasmussen faced the Astros. That was last September at Minute Maid Park. He retired the first 13 batters that game before allowing a 1-out single to Yuli Gurriel in the 5th inning. It was only base runner allowed. It would go 5 innings of 1-hit baseball against the Astros that day. Today he gave up 3 hits in the 1st inning, but he has settled in and not allowed anything since. Here's Christian Vasquez. Vasquez takes a fastball for a strike. Astros trying to wrap up the AL West with a win today. They came into the game with their largest lead of the season. Start of the day leading Seattle by 15 games. Mariners won earlier in Anaheim. The magic number at 1. Vasquez sends one into center field on the 1-1 pitch. Jose Siri waits for it and puts it away. 2 fly ball outs here in the 5th.
The best deal is in Houston is back for a limited time. When you buy a ticket to the 2022 Cadence Bank Houston Open, you get a ticket to the Astros game for free. See the best golfers in the world and the best baseball players on the diamond with this can't miss deal. Visit HoustonOpenGolf.com/BOGO to learn more.
Chas McCormick will bat here. Chas struck out his first time up. And tries to bunt. Bunts through the pitch, 0-1. Rasmussen in 21 career appearances, 14 starts here at at Tropicana Field since last year. Had a 1.99 ERA as a starter. 2.25 overall. Opponents just hitting 177 against him in his 14 starts, and that is playing out tonight as the Astros have been searching for a hit since the first inning. His 1.97 ERA at home this year is 5th in the American League coming in. Astros got that early run and threatened for more, but haven't had much of a chance since, as that is now 13 in a row sent down. Another strikeout to end the inning. All 3 strikeouts have ended innings for Drew Rasmussen. We are through 4.5, halfway home. Houston leading 1-0.
By Toyota. Let's go back in time to 2021 on this day. Astros Diamondbacks kind of getting through it, going through the motions till Siri went into launch mode, tied that thing up, and then Chas McCormick with the big swing to put the Astros ahead. It would go ahead and close that game out, as the Astros got a couple of big home runs late from Siri and McCormick.
Astros will see the Diamondbacks next Tuesday and Wednesday as Siri leads off here. Fouls one back. Well, Blummer Siri has found a home here in Tampa Bay. He has hit a lot better in a Rays uniform than he did with the Astros this season.
Yeah, things opening up a little bit for him. Show off that personality, and he's got a little offense to go with that defense.
Nobody has scored more runs in the major leagues than Jose Siri since August 12th.
How about that?
It's a lot of runs scored, especially hitting at the bottom of the order. Siri down to the count quickly, 0-2, and goes down on strikes. 3 pitches needed for Garcia to pick up the strikeout. That's 4 strikeouts for Luis and 1 out in the 5th inning.
That was 3 straight sliders from Luis Garcia to get Jose Siri. Not the cutter. You see it on a match from Supermo. Spin coming out of there, starting in the middle part of the zone and breaking off to the outside edge. Had Siri way out front.
Now Yandy Diaz, who was walked and flied out, takes a fastball off the plate, 1-0. Fastball missing, 2-0. So far, Luis has allowed 2 base hits and 3 walks through 4 1/3 innings, and has struck out 4. There's a strike. Rays have a tough schedule the rest of the way. They are currently the 2nd wild card team in the picture, behind Toronto and ahead of Seattle. They have 6 of their remaining 16 against the Astros. They also play Toronto on this homestand for 4. Their last road trip will go Cleveland, Houston, and Boston to finish out the season. Kevin Cash knows that they're going to head to the postseason in 2022. They have to earn it against some of the best teams in the American League. There's a strike at the bottom of the zone. The count goes full.
Check it out on our Andy Anderson strike zone. Looked like a pretty good pitch.
That had a lot of plate. Yandy not happy with the call. So if If the season ended today, the Astros, who have 6 of their last 15 games against Tampa Bay, could possibly be lined up to face Tampa Bay again in the ALDS. I think that's maybe why things have worked out, where Framber Valdez and Justin Verlander aren't pitching in this series. That ball smoked to right field. Back goes Tucker, and he makes the catch on the warning track. There have been some loud outs the last couple of innings. Yandy Diaz making one of them as he lines out to right. This week on Astros Bases Loaded, the Astros take it to the next level as they close in on 100 wins. A trio of teammates get together for charity, and we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month with Haziel Wesson. All that and more on Astros Bases Loaded after the postgame show only on AT&T Sportsnet. Hopefully today's postgame show will include some champagne flying. 2 outs, bases empty. Here's Jonathan Aranda. Aranda taking a pitch up and away, ball 1.
You know, going back to what you were talking about with the playoff picture that we just showed everybody, and having the opportunity to play the Rays 6 times to finish off the season before you might possibly see him in the postseason, is the Astros obviously in a different situation. 1 win away from winning the American League West. They can manipulate their rotation a little bit. We talked about it a couple of days ago. They have 7 guys that you can choose from to put in that rotation, but maybe not showing all of their cards to these to these Tampa Bay Ray hitters. Whereas Kevin Cash on the other side's got to throw his best out there trying to win games and maintain his spot in the wild card. If not, you see a falter in the Yankees and maybe creep into an American League East opportunity, because there still is that opportunity that the Yankees can falter down the stretch. So they're going to throw their best out there and try and beat the Astros to just keep their place in the wild card.
They have their 2 best going back to back of their healthy pitchers right now. Rasmussen tonight and McClanahan tomorrow. Garcia missing in with that fastball. The count's 3-1 on Aranda. Aranda has lined out and grounded out on a nice play by Yuli Gurriel. But you're right, the Astros can kind of manipulate things coming off this road trip with those 2 off days in the last homestand.
That's another thing. Those 2 off days create some good opportunities to shuffle things up a little bit. And you got to think about too, how do you finish the season with a couple of your key guys, because you're going to have that bye week, so to speak, as they try and figure out which team they're going to play. So that's going to be an extended amount of time off. So you can probably pitch a Verlander or Framber maybe on the second to last day of the season, whatever it means, to give them that not extended amount of rest.
Yeah, the winner of the AL West has already wrapped up that first round bye. They will not play in the division or in the wild card series, because Cleveland with 67 losses, the Astros already with 96 losses. Excuse me, the Astros already with 96 wins. That one just off the plate. Garcia walks his 4th batter of the game, and they've all followed the same pattern. 3-2 pitches just missing. Aranda walks with 2 outs. You see the pitch count for Garcia. He's at 85 right now. We've seen 3 baseballs last inning hit it over 108.5 miles an hour. And then this inning, Yandy Diaz lined out at 103 miles an hour. So the at-bats have been getting better for Tampa Bay against Luis in the 2nd and 3rd time through. This ball sent in the air to center field. Pretty well hit. McCormick, though, has room. He's on the warning track and puts it away. Wander Franco flies out to the track in left center for the final out. Garcia, 5 shutout innings, 1-0 Astros.
This inning, but look at that young Altuve. This is 2014, around this same time, September 19th through 21st. So that was the year he won his first batting title. But this is also a stretch where he went 7 for 11. He passed Craig Biggio for most hits in a single season in franchise history. He passed him with 211. and then he kept going. He went from 340 to 345 during that stretch with his batting average, separating himself from Victor Martinez, who was right behind him in the batting title race, finished with 341. It's good times. He's also hitting it well here in September. TK?
Yeah, he is, Julia. Both August and September have been good months for Altuve, including a home run his first time up. He extended that batting lead on Victor Martinez to 11 points with that 7 for 11 against the Mariners that year. See Altuve with a solo home run in the first. Jose goes after that pitch. Counts 0-2. How about month by month in 2014? A little bit of a sluggish start in April, but the rest of the season, forget about it.
Yeah, he really struggled at 276 coming out of the chute and had to make up for it in June by hitting 411 for an entire month. But how about in September, recognizing that that batting title was in front of him, getting over 200 hits, he absolutely sprinted towards the finish line.
Could be a tough play for the second baseman Paredes. Even if he made it cleanly, I'm not sure if he'll get Jose Altuve. It will give Altuve a base hit on that little tapper up the middle. So Jose on an 0-2 pitch reaches with another base hit. Altuve went 3 for 4 yesterday with a walk, and now 2 hits today.
Yeah, this is a base hit, TK. Even if Paredes is able to come up with that, Altuve recognizes when he has opportunities to sprint down that line and use that speed for base hits. That speed is how you go out and win batting titles.
That snaps 13 in a row sent down by Drew Rasmussen. As Jeremy Pena fouls one back. We mentioned that the pitch count was starting to move up a little bit on Luis Garcia, and the Tampa Bay hitters had some loud outs the last couple of innings. There is bullpen action going for the Astros here in the top of the 6th inning. The youngster Hunter Brown warming up, could make his first relief appearance of his major league career. Counted away, 1-1. There is Hunter. Never been in this stadium before today, and a chance to pitch in his first game inside Tropicana Field.
There's some excitement behind him coming out of that pen.
I'm excited.
I am too. It's hard to take your eyes off him because you're waiting to see how hard he's going to throw it. You want to know why I probably was never a pitcher, other than the fact I hated giving up home runs as a kid?
Yeah.
Because I'd be down in the bullpen right now with this thing being on the field, and I would airmail one at about 110 miles an hour and have it rattle around behind home plate and stop play. And have everybody in that Tampa Bay Rays dugout going, wait, what? This guy doesn't have control? Throws 100.
Yeah.
Just to plant that seed of panic just a little bit before I come in.
There are numerous stoppages of plays at times, especially when you get a wild reliever warming up, as the bullpen's on the field here, similar to the Oakland Coliseum. Counts 3-1 on Jeremy Pena. Astros fans starting a chant, and Tampa Bay fans trying to drown them out here. 3-1 pitch is just a little bit low. Good take by Jeremy Pena for a walk.
Great take by Jeremy Pena, and that's what he's going to find. If he's able to lay off some of those sliders, cutters, some of those pitches breaking off the outside edge, he's going to be able to earn some walks. And what happens when you start to earn some of those walks, obviously on base percentage goes up, but the next time you get in there, the strategy changes against you when the pitcher realizes he's got to make a pitch in the zone.
So now a visit from Kyle Snyder. Christian Bethancourt also out there to talk with the starter Drew Rasmussen. Tough spot here. Rasmussen first and second, nobody out, and facing the red hot Yordan Alvarez. Now a word from Topo Chico.
Crisp taste, legendary refreshment. Topo Chico Hard Seltzer, a real winning lineup.
Rasmussen in the first at bat did a good job of tying up Yordan Alvarez, really jammed him, kind of a weak fly ball to left field, and then Yordan the next at bat hit the ball not extremely hard, but he hit it hard. He got the hands to the inside part of the plate when he grounded out to first base. So that might have been a little bit of a conversation to kind of slow down the heartbeat of Rasmussen and try and figure out what he's going to do in this at bat.
Jordan with a big 4 RBI game yesterday, up to 93 runs batted in on the season. Has first and second here with nobody out. Takes one down for ball 1. Astros lead 1-0, threatening for more here in inning number 6 with Hunter Brown warming up in the bullpen.
I love takes like that last one from some of the big hitters for the Astros when they don't even take that barrel off their shoulder. Gives you the idea that they're seeing that ball pretty good.
Pitcher a strike at the bottom of the zone, 1-1. Sixteen hits in his 9-game hitting streak. 6 of them have been doubles. 6 of them have been home runs. He has a 12-12 slug percentage during his hitting streak coming into tonight.
Slug.
Just off the plate, close pitch, 2-1.
Great take.
Great take, and he'll stand right there in the batter's spot.
This is not easy to do.
He is just daring Rasmussen to come in with something tasty here.
Or something to get those arms extended on.
Pretty good location on that fastball. 2-2. Altuve on second, Pena on first, and a fastball up. The count's full on Jordan Alvarez. Big pitch in this game coming up.
That's a big at bat right here.
Base hit right field. Smokes one to right. Altuve being waved around. He'll score. Pena heading to third. Now Alvarez is going to try to get to second. He is safe. Goes in hard to second base. It's 2-0 Astros. Hopefully everything's okay with Jordan as he kind of assesses the situation after that hard slide.
Yeah, I hope it's just the shock of going into that bag hard, kind of like fouling a ball at your foot. The initial sting hurts, but you're able to get through it. But he did a great job right here on a fastball, pulled the hands in, barrels it up, and hits a rocket to right field. Harold Ramirez had no intention of coming to home plate. He stayed back on this ball. This is not how you aggressively go get a guy, and that's exactly why you see Gary Pettis waving Altuve home. Was a reaction to Harold Ramirez paying no attention as that throw got past everybody. You could see Jordan going quickly into second base. Had to slide late, kind of jammed that right knee into the bag as the body kind of collapsed over it.
And tried to take advantage of the ball getting loose on the infield. The fact that he smiled immediately when Jeremiah Randall came out to talk to him is a good sign.
Smiles are good. Dusty going, man, you scared the heck out of me, man.
It's like, I love your aggressiveness, but
it's a great exchange right there.
I think you're right, Plummer. I think it was the impact kind of shook him up a little bit.
And it almost feels like the speed of Jordan even surprises himself sometimes. Because I'm sure he put his head down and said, I got to get to second base. And then he looked up and went, wow, I'm already there. And then had to go into the land, put the landing gear down late.
Now the infield comes in for Alex Bregman. Jordan drives in his 94th run of the year as he approaches 100 along with Kyle Tucker. Bregman not too shabby either, sitting at 86 runs batted in. Has runners on second and third with nobody out.
See if Brady can't use that right side of the field, driving at least one, maybe two.
Rare chase for Bregman. The count's 1-1. So Jordan will get an RBI single. He'll move to second on the throw. Altuve scores his 88th run on Jordan's 94th run batted in. Astros up 2-0, but Bregman a chance to add to that right here.
Just takes one. Bregman knows that. Pressure's on the pitchers in these situations to be able to make the pitch. If they make that mistake, that's when you get to take advantage of it.
Broken bat looper. That's going to be down. Jordan, a great read. He's going to score easily. 2 RBIs for Alex Bregman. He goes into second with a double. Astros lead 4-0.
The Astros offense travels 3-4 in your lineup. Alvarez and Bregman bringing the heat right now.
Jordan is such a good base runner.
He really is. He does a good job of checking the defense, recognizing the opportunities, and he gets great jumps because of the anticipation he has. He understands with that broken bat, it's not going to be hit hard enough to get him out at first base. And what's even better is he's putting his head down and running hard. That's probably the best sign.
Here's Kyle Tucker. Astros now lead 4-0. Tucker swings to the first pitch and hits a high sky pop-up, shallow center field. Jose Siri underneath it puts it away for the first out of the inning. As excited as I am to watch Jordan in the batter's box, having signed that extension, when people ask about Jordan around the league, I say he's very underrated defensively and very underrated as a base runner, and he is sneaky fast and he's very smart on the bases.
Yes, he has those good baseball instincts that you like to see. But so often we just want to say, oh, look at this guy crush baseballs 900 feet. Isn't it awesome? But he's a pretty well-rounded ball player as far as playing good defense and running those bases. And we already showed he's scored a ton of runs in this stretch, this hot streak he's been on too. And a lot of the reason is obviously guys getting hits behind him, but he puts himself in good position to make good turns and score those runs and get good jumps.
He leads the team in runs scored.
There you go.
With 91 now.
This is why I like you so much.
But there's a lot of home run hitters that hit 30 to 40 home runs like Jordan that don't lead their teams in runs scored.
Yeah, score 45 runs because they've driven themselves in 40 times.
Jordan's asking Aledmus if he was impressed with that slide.
No, he goes, were you scared?
Yuli hits one to right field. Back on it goes Ramirez at the edge of the warning track, puts it away. Bregman will advance to third on that deep fly ball off the bat of Gurriel. And that's the second out of the inning. Tampa Bay has their bullpen going for the first time, with Rasmussen giving up 3 runs in this inning. There you see the right-hander JT Chagua warming up for Tampa Bay. Trey Mancini will bat here with 2 outs and a runner on third. Swing and a miss, 0-1. We mentioned Hunter Brown has worked out of the bullpen before in the minor leagues, but this will be his first major league bullpen work. And he's out in a stadium where you basically warm up in front of everybody, and he's also warming up in the middle of a long inning. So he's kind of biding his time right now in between pitches. A little different when you have a 7:10 first pitch or a 6:40 first pitch. You know how to set up your routine, but Hunter learning a couple of times in the minors, and here tonight kind of how to get ready in the middle of an inning.
I actually think the extended time might benefit him a little bit. Maybe throw a couple of more curveballs, a couple of more sliders, make sure that he's got the release point ready to go. And he's probably thoroughly enjoying watching this offense do their work, giving him a little bit of a cushion.
A little more margin for error now, 4-0 instead of 1-0 where it was at the beginning of the inning. as Mancini takes a pitch down for a ball, 1-2. Lance is saying he hit the bag so hard that I got a little worried. There you see the run scored leaders. Marcus Semien, leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
For a team that scored about the same amount of runs as the Astros, he's at 91. And Aaron Judge is having another worldly season, but now tied for second in runs scored in the American League with a guy who leads off and steals bases. Trey Mancini with a count of 2-2. Mancini into center field. Siri back, has room. A couple of deep flyouts to end the inning for the Astros. Gurriel to right and Mancini to center. But 3 big runs score on RBI by Yordan Alvarez and 2 from Alex Bregman. It's 4-0.
You'll want to be here for all the action. Lock in your postseason tickets by becoming a 2023 season ticket holder today, or register for your chance to win 2 tickets to an ALDS game at astros.com/postseason. Blemmer.
Thanks, Julia. This Crawford Bach call to the bullpen is going to show you Hunter Brown making his first appearance out of the bullpen for the Houston Astros. The first 2 appearances were starts. Got a start against Texas and a start against the Detroit Tigers. He has amassed 12 innings pitched, given up 8 hits, only 2 earned runs over those 2 starts. And he has struck out 11 hitters while walking 3. Good numbers all the way across the board as he gets an opportunity now to show what he can do out of the Astros bullpen.
First major league relief appearance, 3rd overall appearance for Hunter Brown. He'll face the 4, 5, and 6 hitters: Randy Arozarena, Harold Ramirez, and David Peralta. Tampa Bay baseball team, the Rays, were well aware of Hunter Brown's possibility of coming out of the bullpen, and they weren't real excited about it. And that's why. 0-2 quickly on Randy Arozarena.
Well, come out of the bullpen and throw a dart at 96 down and away, and then power a curveball through there. It's not a fun AB to start.
And this is going to be a nice test for Hunter, working out of the pen, and we've talked about it in his 2 starts. As long as his command's there, his arm is good enough to play in the postseason.
Absolutely. And I think it's kind of unique too, showing up here and pitching in this ballpark against this lineup, because there's a potential later on that you may have to do it in the postseason.
Oh,
it's okay.
98 up's okay.
Yeah,
we'll take that.
Wow. I always wonder about the conversations coming back to the dugout for guys like Arozarena. What's he got? Well, throws hard.
Yeah.
There's that 4-seam delivery on our Mattress Firm Supermo at the top of the zone. And you're right, TK, that stuff plays. Arozarena has got a pretty good playoff record. Now he just got introduced to Hunter Brown.
I haven't seen the 92 or 3 mile an hour slider yet. That's still in the arsenal. Just drops in a curveball for a strike on Harold Ramirez. We talked about Ramirez being very good on fastballs this year. A little late on that slider. That was the 93 mile an hour slider. It's 0-2.
My goodness. It'd be great if you could get in, mic up somebody's brain. Just hear the reaction as some of these pitches come in. Try to beat them up top with 98. But I think that, to your point, TK, that Ramirez is good on the fastball. Even at 98, he's able to get a piece of it up out of the zone.
And that kind of makes you think this next pitch will be down and away.
Speed him up, slow him down.
Will pop up into shallow center, and it's going to fall in front of Chas McCormick. Not hit hard, popped in the air, but it loops into center for a base hit for Harold Ramirez, who's now 2 for 3.
Even though Ramirez got a hit on that, that left an impression not only on that bat that will no longer be used, but also in the mind of Harold Ramirez, going, okay, 98 is firm to quite firm.
David Peralta will bat. He has walked and grounded out. Brown made 9 relief appearances this year for Sugar Land. And they're all of similar ilk to this one, where he was called on in the middle of the game and asked to pitch extended innings. First pitch strike, 0-1.
It says splitter. What was that? Came in at 88, caught the bottom part of the zone.
Curveball misses in, 1-1. Did he throw a splitter?
I don't know. Maybe now he does.
Why not?
Yeah, it would be really unfair, but if you can, go for it.
He had thrown 4 before tonight. Ooh, gets that call. 97 at the bottom of the zone. Peralta's like, I'm having enough trouble right now with this guy.
Yeah, no kidding. Missed his spot, but still a highly effective pitch.
And before tonight, he had thrown 4 splitters, all to lefties.
Okay.
So we haven't seen it much, but the 4th pitch in his arsenal. Swing and a miss. Tough at bat for Peralta. He goes down on the breaking ball. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Hunter Brown.
Mattress Firm Supermo showing you the spin. Great curveball. Looks like it's out over the plate and it just bites and dives out of the zone.
Plummer, it's been over 100 years.
That's all?
106. September of 1916, when the New York Giants had a relief corps throw to a 0.62 whip. This year's Astros relief corps is at 0.73.
Oh, man.
There's still some time in the month, but if they keep this up.
They didn't even have calculators back then.
This bullpen has been so good all year, and they're pitching at their best down the stretch. And they add this guy to the bullpen.
Yeah, it's a nice little weapon to have. And he's lengthened out, too. So you could use him for multiple innings, which I'm sure we'll see in this ball game.
Yeah, depending on how things go, he could take it to the finish line.
That's actually a really good point, because you could see him for multiple innings, but there also is the idea that potentially he could finish off this game. Oh, man.
This is one of those things where you try not to show your frustration in the other dugout, but you're like, this team got another arm since we've last seen them, and it's this guy who is leading Pacific Coast League in ERA and strikeouts at the time of his call up. Into center field, should be easy for Chas McCormick, and Hunter Brown in his first relief inning has a shutout 6th inning. 1 hit, 1 man left on base, a little blue pit allowed in the 6th. It's 4-0 Astros.
Start for the Astros there in the first inning, 1-0. It's a tight game really for most of this until that 6th inning. Yordan Alvarez had 2 on, hits one really hard, going to drive in a run there to give the Astros a 2-0 lead, and then he advanced to second. And Alex Bregman, he comes up with 2 on as well. Gets one to drop in left field with a broken bat hit there. 2 runs will score. It was 4-0 Astros in that 6th inning. And that's where we stand right now as we move to the 7th. TK?
We move to the 7th. It is 4-0. Julia, thank you. And Christian Vasquez will face the new pitcher for Tampa Bay. JT Chagua out of the bullpen.
Chagua is a Rice alum. You see the heater at 96. He's pitched in 14 games. Got a couple of starts under his belt. 3.14 is ERA. In those 14 games, he's throwing 14 1/3 innings. 10 strikeouts, 4 walks. He's given up 3 home runs on the season.
We'll face Vasquez, Chas McCormick, and Jose Altuve here in the 7th inning. Vasquez chops one to short. 2 big hops for Wander Franco. And Franco makes the play for out number 1. Astros with a lead of 4-0 and a magic number of 1 as they face Chagua here in the 7th. You mentioned he went to Rice. He was a teammate of Anthony Rendon. They're actually on the corners together. Chagua was a pitcher and a first baseman, and Chagua hit .308 for the Rice Owls in his time there.
Not bad.
Not too shabby for a guy who's now a major league pitcher. Chas struck out twice against the starter Drew Rasmussen. The Astros able to get 3 runs against Rasmussen last inning, 4 runs overall. As the first pitch misses to Chas, 1-0.
There's not too many first basemen that can throw 96, 97 miles an hour, though.
Yeah, so he was playing first base. He'd only thrown 34 innings his first 2 years at Rice, and then he went to the Cape Cod League. That's where he really blossomed as a closer for Brewster that summer.
Oh, he was a Whitecap too.
He was a Whitecap lover.
I'm a Whitecap alum.
Look at you.
Loved it. Yeah, went out there and probably pitched against wood bats and said, hey man, my stuff might play against this. He's a fastball slider guy. You see that slider, 87, 88 miles an hour. Cape Cod was awesome.
Yeah, you had some good memories from that.
Really good memories.
So you were a Brewster Whitecap.
Yep. Snow fence was the outfield fence. Just hit it into the woods.
Really?
Yeah, and hopefully nobody trucked the fence and fell into the forest.
2-1 to Chas McCormick. Alex Bregman with a big 2 RBI double last inning. It was his team leading 38th double of the season, passing his teammate Yuli Gurriel, who he'd been tied with. Chas misses that fastball down and in. 2-2. Chagua pitching for Tampa Bay last year after moving from Seattle. He was in that Diego Castillo trade at the deadline. Tampa Bay, his 4th major league team, started out with the Twins, pitched with the Dodgers a couple of seasons. Last year splitting time between Seattle and Tampa Bay. McCormick goes down for the 3rd time tonight. 2 outs in the inning. First strikeout for Chagua.
Time to play Name That Astro, powered by Reliant. We're going to give you 3 clues. Oh, I was going to make everybody guess. He had a ball. Ray of Light is an infielder. Impeccable 2005 postseason run. If you know who that Astro is, go to @ATT Sportsnet SW. Tell us who that Astro is, powered by Reliant.
Here's Jose Altuve, who has scored a couple of runs tonight. 2 for 3, home run to start the game. Infield hit in the 6th inning, scored a run. And Altuve takes a fastball for a strike. Altuve has the batting average up to 292 and his OPS approaching 900 as well. It's at 892 right now. And grounds one foul past Gary Pettis. And the count's 0-2. Drew Rasmussen allowing 4 runs for the 2nd consecutive start. Astros getting to him for 6 hits and 4 runs in 6 innings tonight. On the ground to the right side, playable for Isaac Paredes, and a 1-2-3 inning out of the pen for JT Chagua. 7th inning stretch time here at Tropicana Field. The Astros are leading 4-0. We're going to send it back to Houston. Check in our Rooms to Go lounge with Esh and Mike.
Coverage, Cam, some defense
Yuli Gurriel throwing some leather around at first base. Did a good job reacting and adjusting to that pick. And right here, a rocket 109 plus miles an hour off the bat. Holds his ground. Uses that big old glove to snatch it and turn it into an out. Picking up Luis Garcia. Yuli getting it done on the defensive side. We know all about the scoops, but he has done a very good job of cutting down base runners at first base today.
Christian Bethancourt leading off here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Takes a pitch for a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Bethancourt hit a ball at 109.3 miles an hour. One of the 3 hard hit baseballs against Luis Garcia in that 4th inning. Garcia able to work around some hard contact in that inning with a double, a walk. Bethancourt hitting one up the middle. Jose Altuve was there to make the play for the final out of the inning. Luis ends up going 5 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball, walked 4. He also struck out 4. Now Hunter Brown in the 2nd inning of work gets a chopper to Alex Bregman on one big hop. Bregman puts a perfect throw to Yuli on the money for out number 1 here in the 7th. Bring up the number 9 hitter, Jose Siri. Siri and Hunter Brown were together at Sugarland this year. Siri has struck out a couple of times against Luis Garcia. Astros lead 4-0. Garcia and Brown have allowed just 3 hits tonight. Two 2-0 the count to the 9 hitter. Siri had a 723 OPS coming into today with Tampa Bay, 542 in his time with Houston. He's catching up to almost have the same number of at-bats in this uniform as he did this year in an Astros uniform. As Brown misses down for ball 3, 3-1. More bullpen action going for Tampa Bay. A little bit low, ball 4, so Brown walks Jose Siri, the 9 hitter, here with 1 out. The Astros Legacy Brick Program is back. Be part of Minute Maid Park and customize your own brick to be placed in the ballpark. Visit astros.com/bricks to leave your legacy today. Hunter Brown with a walk here with 1 out. He'll now face Yandy Diaz. Diaz has walked, flied out, and lined out to right. There goes Siri on the first pitch, and Vasquez can't handle the exchange, so Siri picks up a stolen base. Siri now 8 out of 9 in stolen bases this year. That's with Tampa Bay, 14 out of 16 overall. 16 overall. Siri has scored a lot of runs, more than any other major league player since August 12th. When he gets on, he's usually a threat to steal. Set it up for the top of the order. In this case, Yandy Diaz, 1-1 the count.
That goes back to what we were talking about in that first inning. Watching Yandy Diaz go first to third, you've got to find a way, if your offense is sputtering a little bit, to be able to steal yourself into scoring position, put some pressure on the defense.
That was a pitch Hunter Brown needed, and Yandy Diaz not happy with that call. It's 1-2.
Yeah, Yandy knows this strike zone really well. And he knows that this pitch ended up out of the zone. Hunter Brown gets credit for the strike and gets ahead in the count.
Hunter in his second inning of work. His shortest relief outing of any of his 9 outings with Sugar Land was 3 innings this year. That was when the game finished against Las Vegas, went from the 7th to the 9th inning. Many of his relief appearances were 3 1/3. One relief appearance was 6 innings, 1 5 1/3. So we'll see how Dusty plays it. If he has success, Dusty allows him to go through the 9th inning and start the celebration, or if he does run into trouble, he obviously has a lot of other weapons out there in that bullpen. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Hunter Brown strikes out Yandy Diaz. That is the 3rd strikeout for Brown out of the bullpen in the 2nd out of the inning.
Curveballs look good in this ball game for Hunter Brown coming out of the bullpen. Fastball again, getting up in the upper 90s, but also has a very good curveball to spin off that outside corner. Got a pretty good contact guy in Yandy Diaz to swing and miss.
Only the 57th strikeout this year for Diaz, to go along with 76 walks. Jeremy Pena on the ball up the middle off the bat of Jonathan Aranda makes the play, and Hunter Brown has another shutout inning, works around a walk and a stolen base. We're through 7. Astros lead it 4-0. Herradura proudly celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. The Dominican Republic has had a strong history on the baseball field, but Astros strength and conditioning coach Haziel Wesson is the first Dominican to hold that title in the big leagues. He's been working with the Astros since 2015, when he was hired as a strength coach for the Dominican Summer League. Haziel has risen through the ranks alongside players like Framber Valdez, Christian Javier, and Jeremy Pena. Pena will face a new pitcher in this game. Garrett Clevenger takes over here in the 8th inning.
This will be the 11th appearance for Clevenger. Spent some time with the Dodgers before coming over here to Tampa Bay. He's got 20 strikeouts and 14 1/3 innings this season.
Pena drew a walk in the midst of that 3-run inning for the Astros in the 6th, and he came around to score. Jeremy 0 for 2 with that walk and run scored. Pena hits the line drive up the middle, but caught with the second baseman Isaac Paredes, putting it away for the 1st out of the 8th. Bring up Yordan Alvarez, who drove in a run his last time up with an RBI single, made it a 2-0 game at the time. Yordan with 4 runs batted in yesterday, another RBI today, continued that hitting streak, which is now a 10-gamer. Has 12 runs batted in during the 10-game hitting streak. Yordan's got an outside shot at a 100 season. He's at 91 runs scored and 94 runs batted in. This is the fastball in. Alvarez down to the count 0-2.
Clevenger's got some juice in that left arm. Another hard thrower, averaging over 96 miles an hour coming out of that bullpen. Curveball and a slider. He'll be mostly fastball slider to left-handed hitters.
This one way up in the air on the infield. Yandy Diaz and Wander Franco. It'll be Yandy who puts it away. Not sure if Wander ever saw that. 2 outs in the inning.
Time now to name that Astro, powered by Reliant. We gave you 3 clues. He had a ball. Ray of light as an infielder. Impeccable 2005 postseason run. Who is that Astro? Brandon Backey, graduate of Galveston Ball High School, drafted by the Rays as an infielder. Allowed 1 earned run in 2 starts in the 05 LCS and World Series. Pretty good run by Brandon Backey. Wonder how we got over to the Astros.
How do you think?
There was a big trade in that offseason of 2003, I think it was.
To look it up. Must have been a good player they got traded for.
Yeah, it was right after. It was December 14th of 2003.
You remember it like you were a part of it.
I remember it like I got the phone call 2 days after my oldest daughter was born.
Wow.
Yeah, that was me.
2 days.
2 days. My daughter was born. Mia was born December 12th, traded December 14th. So she was born an Astro, if that counts.
That counts. 2 days old. That's great. Bregman with a 2 RBI double his last time up. Down to the count here, 1-2. Clevenger made his big league debut in a Phillies uniform. That was during the pandemic season of 2020, and then, as Blummer mentioned, with the Dodgers last year. That one bouncing in there, 2-2. Nine hits in the game, 6 by the Astros, 3 by the Rays. The Astros cashing in on those 6 hits as they have all come in 2 different innings, the first and the 6th. Bregman in the air into shallow right field, coming on Harold Ramirez. He will put it away. Strong inning for Garrett Clevenger out of the Tampa Bay bullpen. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Houston leading 4-0.
Question was, which Astros starter would you prefer as the number 4 in the ALDS? And the votes came in for Christian Javier. He gets the win of the Stroll poll, 43% of the vote, and Hunter Brown getting 24%. Jose Urquidy with 21. Okay.
Yeah, everybody getting at least a dozen% with Hunter Brown in that mix, and there is the winner of the Stroll poll who'll get the start tomorrow, Christian Javier. Hard to argue with the fans on that choice.
No, I think they actually did their homework, and that's a really good call having Christian Javier, especially how he's gone in the last couple of months. He's turned into a strikeout swing and miss machine. It's going to be a good matchup with Cy Young contender potentially Shane McClanahan.
You saw the opponent's average 180 versus 184 is tomorrow's matchup.
Yeah, so could be a really boring game.
There's some Astros hitters that probably wouldn't mind if they do celebrate tonight, getting a little breather tomorrow.
I think that would be a wonderful idea for some of these guys that have been just absolutely grinding it out to win this division. Woo. I'd like to vote for 2 in particular right now. The guy in left field, Jordan.
Yeah.
I mean, that slide and playing on this turf, we know the turf monster follows the Astros around. And then that second baseman, Jose Altuve. Let him chill out and steal some of Frommer's peanuts.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Wander Franco leading off. Franco facing Hunter Brown for the first time. Brown came on to face Randy Arozarena to start his outing. There's Altuve. He's played a lot of baseball this year. Altuve's played 129 games now. Alex Bregman has played the most games of any Astro. He's at 142. It's a stretch of 17 in a row. As we mentioned, this is game 11 of 17 straight. So guys are feeling the grind this time of year.
They've played some large chunks of baseball without days off throughout the course of this season.
little different now when you have a 28-man roster. You can't really give everybody the day off.
True.
You have to kind of pick your spots. This one 2 out, 2 base. Speaking of the Astros second baseman, Franco retired. And there's 1 out here in the 8th.
Enjoy the show wherever you are with the MLB app. With coverage of in-game highlights, pitch-by-pitch features, select live broadcast coverage, and more, you won't miss a beat. Download the MLB app today.
Randy Arozarena bats. Tough night for Arozarena. He has struck out 3 times tonight. Arozarena DHing, facing Hunter Brown for the 2nd time. Fastball for a strike, 1-1. Hunter Brown strike to ball ratio very good out of the pen. 39 pitches, 27 strikes. Did walk the 9-hitter Jose Siri, but did not come around to hurt him. That one hit sharply, but Altuve's there. Jose makes the play on Arozarena. And there's 2 outs here in the 8th. On the maturation process, Hunter Brown probably realizes what's at stake here. His team 4 outs away from winning an American League West Division title, and he has shown nothing but calmness out there on the mound, even when a runner got on with Jose Siri.
Yeah, that was a big indication for me. You know, if you're scouting a guy or trying to figure out what kind of makeup a player has, especially a pitcher, is find out what it's like when he has traffic out there. Does he come unraveled? Is he still able to throw strikes? Does he alter his delivery because the guy can run a little bit? But I didn't see any of that from Hunter Brown. He continued to show that composure and poise and went ahead and attacked the hitter, which I think is the right thing to do with his stuff. But what an amazing evening it would be for him to be able to close out the game that eventually will clinch the American League West. It'll be his 3rd big league appearance, and he's going to be partying on the field.
I would love to see them give him the opportunity if this inning goes well. You never know how they're going to play it, but that would be a huge growth moment for him if he could start the celebration.
Because I don't, you know, if it's a sellout, if it's not a sellout, who you're playing with, if you know that you're making pitches that eventually will clinch a series, clinch a postseason berth, I mean, there's going to be, you really want to see his poise. You put him in that situation. Because everybody wants to be that guy. You know what? You know, those milestone moments, whether it be, you know, a record-breaking save, a complete game, you know, shutout, a no-hitter, you know that the video is going to be preserved forever. You want to be the guy in that video. And knowing that, heart beats a little bit quicker, faster. It'll be fun to watch.
That's a fair ball down the right field line. We mentioned Harold Ramirez able to hit the fastball. He was able to put a bat on 97 on the outer part of the plate and doubles down the right field line. Hardest hit baseball of the night, but that was kind of a
911.
A 911 emergency act.
He just kind of threw the bat at it. See watch this replay. You're going to see the four-seamer jump out of the hand. 96.9 miles an hour. It just kind of slapped the other way. But as a hitter, you know you got beat, but at the same time, you get that base hit.
Hardest hit baseball of the night against Hunter Brown. To clarify, there were some hard hit baseballs earlier. Now David Peralta bats with a runner on second and 2 outs. And Peralta takes one up and away. Peralta struck out against Hunter Brown his first time up. Hunter pitched him very tough. Actually, the Arozarena ground out was hit harder than the Harold Ramirez double. Arozarena's ground out was at 109.5. This one towards the middle. Pena to his right throws out David Peralta. A third shutout inning out of the bullpen for Hunter Brown. We are through 8. The Astros 3 outs away from an AL West Division title. It's 4-0.
Today's Astro game tomorrow morning starting at 6 a.m. Might be a good idea. Never miss a pitch or big play when watching the replay of the game. It's Breakfast with the Astros only on AT&T Sportsnet. I can only imagine waking up to the voice of Todd Callis. That'd be outstanding. Got to talk to our traveling secretary about our room arrangements.
See all the guys hanging out in the corner of the dugout as we head to the 9th inning. Astros lead 4-0. Kyle Tucker leading off here. Tucker 1 for 3 tonight. Looped a single in the left his first time up. Well, if Hunter Brown is not going to get the 25th, 26th, and 27th outs of this game, leading the Astros to an AL West Division title, our next best choice might be warming up right now.
I couldn't agree more. We talked about this in the pregame about some of the guys on the roster who actually get an opportunity to experience winning a division and getting a chance to go to the postseason. But Hector Neris, veteran right-hander, first season with the Astros, has done a phenomenal job out of that bullpen. Might get the opportunity to be that guy.
Nobody has appeared in more games since 2016 in Major League Baseball than Hector Neris. That one hit sharply by Tucker. Well, he looped a base, hit his first time up, hits that ball hard, and he's retired for out number 1 in the 9th. Yandy Diaz making that play. Now to bring up Yuli Gurriel. Neris has pitched in close to 500 Major League games and has never pitched in the postseason. Rafael Montero, another guy who has never pitched in the postseason. Trey Mancini has never played a postseason game. Sometimes you forget with all these guys who have been around the league for a little while, because the Astros have spoiled us.
And been good, too.
Yeah.
Like, there's some guys who really have longevity in the game and have had excellent careers, just never gotten the opportunity. And that's why I'm saying embrace this window of time that we are in Astros baseball.
Mauricio Dubon has been on winning teams, but he's never played in the postseason. Yuli Gurriel takes a pitch for a ball, 1-1. And then, of course, all the rookies experiencing this for the first time. Well, Hunter Brown looks like he's going to leave the game with Neris warming up. Brown, 3 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball. That ball lined into center field. Siri makes the play. He really hits it hard, but lines out to his former teammate for out number 2. Don't forget to stay with us on the Astros postgame show. It'll be hosted by Kevin Eschenfelder, Mike Stanton as well. Julia Morales is going to get all the interviews from the Astros clubhouse. There's Trey Mancini batting for the 4th time. Trey was robbed of a base hit by Wander Franco. Has also flied out a couple of times, last time to deep center field. Clevenger in his 2nd inning of work. Tampa Bay's bullpen has retired all 8 batters they have faced so far. Mancini ropes one foul off the netting down near Julia. Now a word from Woodlands Church.
At Woodlands Church, there's a place for everyone. We don't have all the answers, but we're looking to the one who does.
Mancini with a count of 0-2. Swing and a miss. Nice outing by Clevenger. 6 batters face, retiring all 6. The last one with a strikeout. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Astros 4, Rays nothing. Hector Neris looking to pitch his team. Ball on AT&T Sportsnet is presented by Tequila Herradura. AT&T Sportsnet and Tequila Herradura proudly celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Dusty Baker looking on. He is watching the Astros take a 4-0 lead into the bottom half of the 9th inning. He has brought Hector Neris on for this bottom of the 9th.
Veteran's first season with the Astros has been very good. He's pitched in some high leverage situations, and he's also taken that baseball every time Dusty has asked him to. This will be his 66th appearance, has a 3.36 ERA. His whip is well under 1 at .92, 74 strikeouts in those previous 65 appearances, and has done a good job with that fastball slider split combination to hold opposing hitters to a 190 batting average against.
He'll face the 7, 8, 9 hitters for Tampa Bay: Isaac Paredes, Christian Bethancourt, and Jose Siri. Paredes 0 for 2 with a walk. Luis Garcia, 5 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball, walked 4, struck out 4. Hunter Brown, 3 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball, walked 1 and struck out 3. Now Hector Neris, who has been in the big league since 2014, all with Philadelphia until this year, trying to pitch his team to an AL West division title in his first season with the Astros. Hector has never thrown a postseason pitch in his career. This is a big moment for him, you would think. 1 and 2.
It's always exciting when you get those veterans who haven't had that opportunity to get that opportunity now. Even as calm and as good as Hector Neris is, I would imagine there's a little bit of excitement stirring inside that uniform of his.
Astros started the day with a magic number of 1. Trying to win their 5th division title in the last 6 years and win their 97th game of the year. The only year in that span of 6 they didn't win was the 2020 pandemic season, when the A's won in the shortened 60-game schedule. Neris, after getting ahead, has worked the count full here against Isaac Paredes. Foul.
Oh, good thing Javier was there.
Good backup by Bracamonte.
It's good scouting too, knowing he had to back up the ball boy. Will Smith is going, come on, man.
500 is gone. You owe us money now.
That was good stuff. I don't know how we heard that, but we did.
Oh, that's beautiful.
How strange is it for Will Smith? Called 3rd strike, bottom of the zone with a fastball. Paredes doesn't like it, but he's called out for the 1st out of the 9th.
That was good fastball at the bottom of the zone. Neris did a good job. Making a pitcher's pitch at the bottom of the zone again with 2 strikes. You got to try and protect a little bit with this fastball. Catching the bottom part of the zone by plenty.
Now, last year, Will Smith got to celebrate at Minute Maid Park in a different uniform. Now he's on the road about to celebrate with his new team.
That guy's going to collect 2 playoff bonus checks.
Woo! And it's not out
This
of the
season.
It's not out of the realm of possibilities. It could be 2 World Series checks.
Could be a rematch.
It could be. That ball smoked in the center field. That's a base hit for Bethancourt. So Bethancourt now 1 for 4. That's the 5th hit of the game for the Tampa Bay Rays. Now Neris will face Jose Siri. Make sure to stay with us following this game. If the Astros and Hector Neris wrap this up and win the AL West, we'll have extensive post-game coverage with Julian Morales here at Tropicana Field. This one taps slowly. No chance with Siri running to get 2. Bregman fires a strike to Jose Altuve. Altuve says, nice throw there, Alex. That was about as hard as he could throw it. So here we go. We have the clubhouse celebration. 1 out away, teed up. Post-game interviews, including one possibly right after the game, depending on how the celebration goes. We'll recap tonight, and remember, it's been quite a 6-year run for all of us.
Couldn't have done it without you, TK.
What a remarkable stretch.
It has been. I mean, I'm always telling fans, friends, family how grateful I am to be sitting here watching this era of Astros baseball. It's one thing to be able to witness it. It's another thing to be able to put your voice over it and be able, you know, we enjoy this with the team, but we probably enjoy this more with the fans because that's who we're hanging out with on a nightly basis. But it's been an absolute blast to be able to watch them play this well for this long. And you and I have been around this game long enough to understand how unprecedented this can be.
Yeah, 5 straight seasons to the LCS. That's only happened one other time in American League history. Twice in Major League history. The Braves did it in their incredible run. And then Oakland did it 5 times. That's an American League record tied by the Astros last year. Trying to get a 5th consecutive division title in a full season. And trying to get that #1 seed. If they do win tonight and wrap up the West, they'll be guaranteed that they won't play in the wild card round. Their record's already better than the Cleveland Guardians in the AL Central, who are currently leading. So if they get this final out, they will have 5 days off from the final game Wednesday against Philadelphia until the first game of the playoffs the following Tuesday. So you can mark your calendars down if the Astros win this game. Tuesday, October 11th, game 1 of the ALDS. Day off Wednesday, which is a little unusual. You have a day off between games 1 and 2. And then game 2 will be Thursday the 13th. Diaz tried to hold up. He goes too far. Astros down to 1 more strike. If Hector Neris gets 1 more strike, they'll wrap up the AL West. Diaz, a tough guy to strike out, has already struck out once in this game. A sea of orange behind the Astros dugout, all standing. They know what's at stake. Paul.
Nice, better play, made the adjustment.
And a big ovation from the Astros bullpen.
Had to go down to a knee to make sure he secured it.
Play off of Jose Siri here with 2 strikes and 2 outs. He got him. Astros win the American League West. The train keeps rolling for the Houston Astros. 5 out of 6 years, 5 straight full season division titles. An incredible run.
It's been a lot of fun to watch. They've kept that core group of guys together. McCullers, Altuve, Bregman. We've watched Yordan Alvarez turn into a phenom in the middle part of that lineup, and this train just continues to roll in Houston, and they have been rolling through the American League West for quite a while now.
The shirts and hats are being handed out on the field. The Astros have won their 5th AL West title in the last 6 years. In the postseason for the 6th time in a row, 7 out of 8. And they have dominated the AL West. Dusty Baker and Hector Neris with an embrace. Neris will be pitching in the postseason for the first time in his career. There you see the gray caps being worn by Astros players and coaches. This was a team, Blummer, that we thought would be very talented. We didn't know that they could potentially get to 100 wins, and they could get to 100 wins and have the #1 seed in the entire American League.
Yeah, I think the idea coming out of spring training is go out there and win the West, compete for the West. There was a lot of conversation about the Seattle Mariners, who have played good baseball, may end up with that wild card playoff position, but at the same time, I don't think anybody anticipated the Astros playing as well as they had this season. What was Justin Verlander going to do? When was Lance McCullers going to come back into that rotation? Would Urquidy, Javier, some of these other guys be able to step up? And we've seen more than guys stepping up. These guys have come in and just flourished and done a phenomenal job of pushing them into that lead in the West, winning the West, but now the potential to be the #1 team in the American League.
Some of the questions: how are you going to replace Carlos Correa?
Another good one.
Jeremy Pena answered that pretty quickly. How are you going to replace the legendary Brent Strom? Josh Miller, Bill Murphy, they've done incredible work this year. The pitching numbers are off the charts.
Best in the American League.
And you mentioned Verlander coming back from Tommy John, Lance coming back from his injury. It is a relatively subdued group out there. I think the bigger party is going to be underneath in the visiting clubhouse here at Tropicana Field. But
well, I think the understanding that these guys are as good as they are, now the expectation changes. They did what they wanted to go out there and accomplish. I'm sure they all had the conversation in spring training. Dusty Baker leading the way. There's Justin Verlander. If we can get back, get healthy, play the way that we're capable of, we are going to win the West. They expected to win the West. Now the expectation is to go deeper into the playoffs and set things up. It is a little subdued, but who can blame them? These guys have dominated the West for years now.
Jordan, the first player to the pitching mound. He wanted to take the team picture as bad as anybody.
He might be thirsty too. Let's get this picture out of the way.
He's sitting in the front row. It's the only time he's not going to be in the back row of a picture.
Yeah, he's not going to be holding up the sign.
This is a great moment. Jordan, what a season. A big smile from him.
Love it. Seeing it out on Altuve.
Let it all soak in for the fans at home. This is awesome. Look at Hector Neris. That guy doesn't know what to feel right now.
Oh, he'll realize it when you get in the clubhouse and you feel the ice-cold champagne shower, that sting in your eyes. The enjoyment, I love seeing. That's the beauty of it right there. That guy's played for 8 strong years, now 9, and he gets an opportunity. That smile is legit. That's exactly why you play.
And there are a lot of fans here supporting the Astros.
There are a great deal of them. They're all behind that third base dugout.
Looks like Julia's gathering an interview down on the field as the players continue to file off here. Julia, take it away.
Hey, TK, thanks so much. I've got the manager here. You take the AL West today in 148 games. I know this is exactly what you guys expected to do, but you still have to get here. You still have to play all the games. How big is this accomplishment for your team?
Well, it's big because we worked so hard in spring training and, you know, all the way through. And our guys, they just came out and played every day. You know, no excuses. They never alibied. You know, I love this group. I mean, these guys, they come to win and they expect to win. And, you know, that's half of it. And, you know, be lucky, you got to think lucky. So this is step 1 and a 2 or 3 step process.
So many division titles here lately for the organization, but still some new faces on the club this year that contributed in a big way. So this will be the first time. Just how important is it to really celebrate this and take this in?
Well, it's great. And Neris, I asked him, said, this your first time? He says, yeah. And then Brother Brown, and then last year at this time, Pena was sitting on the bench. You know, he wasn't even playing, you know what I mean? But we got some good fans, you know? All right, you guys.
I'll see you in there. All right, TK.
All right, Julia, thanks. Thanks, Dusty. They are chanting his name. Dusty Baker in his 3rd season with the Houston Astros, getting to the postseason for a 3rd consecutive year, back-to-back division titles. Plummer, that was a well-pitched game. Astros win 4-0. 5 straight full season titles. We'll have more when we come back right after this as the Astros wrap it up in style. Hector Neris will pitch in his first postseason game in 2022. The Astros win it 4-0.
Justin Verlander, and you kick things off this time around. The speech giver. What was the message to everybody?
Just not take it for granted. You know, Dusty asked me to say something. I wasn't expecting it, but, you know, just kind of spoke from my heart, and which is, you know, after being away for a couple of years, and, you know, you just realize how special these moments are. You know, you never know when you're going to be here or be back or what's going to happen in your life. That you look at Hector, who's been in the league for 8 years and never made the playoffs, and I always remember my first time making the playoffs. Way back, I won't say the year to age myself, but Sean Casey said that he was with the Reds and he had never made the playoffs. He had 10 years in the league and never made the playoffs and never got to experience it. So it's something very special, and it's something that I'll always appreciate. Never gets old.
Just the season that everyone put together. I know we talk so much about what you're able to do on the mound, but this whole team is just really putting together. It feels like something special. What are you seeing from everybody?
Well, I hope so. I think these guys know how to win. There's no complacency ever. It's everybody knows their role and goes out and tries to do everything that they possibly can to help us win day in and day out. And we win the close ones, which is important. That's how you win in the playoffs. So hopefully we can just carry it over in October.
What is it about you guys? It just seems like you guys really enjoy each other in here.
We do. I mean, we really are genuinely friends. I think it starts from the top. We've had great leadership. Altuve, Lance. The list goes on and on. But really, the way that the guys who have been around here carry themselves, I think. You can't help but follow that, and it makes it such a fun atmosphere to be a part of. And no matter who you are, I think we try our best to embrace them and make them feel welcome, because honestly, that's how you play your best ball.
This feels like it's the first one. We're all really happy, and it's big for us to win the division and go to playoff. I think it's very special for us.
Is it more satisfying that you guys were so dominant within the division this year?
I think we have good teams playing against us. Nothing was easy. We just got to show up every day and play the way we play. But like I said, nothing was easy for us.
You led the division by 10 games in mid-June. So how did the guys kind of stay focused and keep their foot on the gas?
Yeah, like I said, we show up every day to play hard. Everybody just focus on the goal, and even though we won the division, we're gonna show up tomorrow and keep playing like we're playing.
What does a leadoff homer just do for the game? Does that just totally swing the dugout and just get everyone on the right page?
I think it's always good to score first and create some momentum. I think we put some good at-bats together and score 4 runs and ended up winning the game.
It's been a great start to the season. I think the guys have done a good job every day preparing to play, and this is the first step in the right direction for this ball club. And these guys in here are really focused and know the tough test that's ahead of us. And thought we played well tonight. Thought the pitchers threw the ball well tonight, and we got enough offense to get the job done. This ball club expects to be good on a daily basis, and we take a lot of pride in going out there every single day and playing hard. And these guys prepare and they show up and compete. And, they hold themselves to a high standard. And I think that's very important in championship teams. There's a lot of guys in here that this is their first time in the postseason, and it's a huge accomplishment. It never gets old. Guys in here have played for a long time in the game that have never been. So, it's and then you got some guys that made their major league debut a few weeks ago, and so it never gets old. It's always fun. This is why we play the game. We play the game to win, and that's what it's all about.
First time being part of a division-winning team, and it's a great feeling. It's something that I've longed for my whole career.
And I've talked to a couple different guys about the clubhouse culture in here and what makes this place so special. And what are you feeling from this group, being one of the newer guys?
It's great. From the second I got traded here, I felt welcome and part of the team. And this is such a great scene here. And as fun as it is, I feel like there's an attitude of there's still work to be done, but everybody also enjoys it at the same time. So. It's incredible to be a part of.
We were joking with Hector Neris before we went on. He's saying it's your first time. It's not your first time for postseason, but it is that first division title. And what does that feel like? There's got to be some pride in knowing that you finished on top of the division.
Definitely. At this level, it's not easy to win your division, no matter what division you're in. And this team's been doing it year after year, and I've been watching from afar most of the time, but it's great to be a part of it now.
An opportunity to to be on the mound as you guys take the AL West Division title today. What was that? What did that mean to you?
You know, anything like that moment, I say thank you, God, for that experience. You know, I'm working so hard for that. And this is important for my career. Like that jump right now, like make me exciting. Like for working more, especially like I be right now here, my first time. I say thank you, God, for the opportunities, and thank you, Houston, for that. You know, that team being family, that team like impressed me when I come in. It's been training, so like he looked like in the family, in the group, like in the clubhouse. They look like together. They hung it together. Improved me and pushed me for be better. Like Evander say, everybody here working hard. Everybody like part in that, and he's here. He made it.